All right, hey everybody, it's your boy Bank coming at you with a new project. This is Daimak Imura resale version widescreen Ghouls and Ghosts. This is like the updated version, and I'm potentially looking at doing a series of CPS 1 and CPS 2 widescreen hacks. So I'm starting with this game because this game is one that I really enjoy playing. I did that Street Fighter 3 third screen hack, widescreen hack, and I love Street Fighter 3 and the whole widescreen thing. I was always obsessed with 2-eye wide, but I don't play that game. Like, at least, this is one of the few games that I actually do play. So let me turn on cheats here. Thanks to Pugsy, probably. So this is a custom build of MAME. Let me select armor. Let's do no armor and put the shield. Oh no, I want to get fireball. So this is a custom build of MAME that enables like a wider playfield. So when you start the game up, I don't know, maybe I can shift. Let's see, shift F. Oh, I already set up these memory viewers, so I don't want. It says it's 496 width. Um, so as you can see here on the left side, there's some garbage accumulation that'll need to be taken care of eventually. And enemies will see there's like if you see this gravestone here, it'll pop in and out. Anything, so it's I added like so we went from 384 to 496, so that's a difference of 112, 56 on each side. So I don't know if they're 16 by 16 tiles or what. 56 divided, so it's like 8 by 8 tiles on each side. So it's not a huge amount, but on a percentage basis, it's like new minus old divided by old. It's almost 30% wider than it already was. Um, so like, let's see if one of these guys walks. Okay, again, you can see. So this is issue 1 with sprites. I think it's called kerning, but popping in and out. So that's big issue A to fix. And then I think, as far as like the background, it seems to work pretty much flawlessly on the right side. But if you backtrack, I think, see that this is not ideal. So there's some buffer amount that's in RAM or VRAM or whatever. So that's another thing that I have to fix. But this is like all. This is the two main things that I'm focused on. One are the sprites popping in and out on the sides, and then 2 is like the background scrolling. So I'll walk you through a little of the progress, and you can see kind of information about how ROM hacking works, how this process goes. So let me get to the bridge because it's really easy to pop stuff in and out. So you can see when I walk back and forth on these guys are all going to go out before they get to the end, which is not what we want. So you can see some memory addresses here, and I've got notes. So this is a screen camera scroll. This is the player's X position, and this I'm not sure what it is. So if we look and see, these are all hex numbers. This is the player's X position. This is the camera scroll. A4C minus 98C. The difference is CO in hex. That's 192 in decimal times 2 is 384. So the difference between these two is the center of the screen, is centering him. So this is the X position for the player. I can update this and change his position. Now it'll get buggy and make me die if I change it too much. So we're back at the beginning. So the player's position is C0. If I make it like B0, he moves back just a little bit. This is the camera scroll. I cannot manually put anything in here. It gets overwritten. But if you see, if I walk forward, this goes up. If I go back, the camera is not moving, so it goes back. So it's 0, 0 is the minimum. And then I mean, it doesn't really matter if the player can go back beyond this part in the beginning of the game, so I don't care about allowing the player to go X position below 20 here. That's not something I need to fix. Um, so, that's like, it took me about a day to really get started. So here's the ghidra I have, and I've already got a lot of stuff kind of outlined. Um, so we can watch. Let's set a breakpoint. Sorry, a watch point. Where's my? So watch point. Let's see. When do we write? So this one is the camera. So as soon as I pressed right, it changed. It wrote an updated camera position every time. One or two picks. Sometimes it's one. That's two. That's one. That's two. That's one. Oh no, that's two. Sorry, but I mean, I think I'm just tapping it. So I guess I don't know. Maybe it's random. It seems like most of the time it's two. There's one. And then here's one. So, again, it's writing the new position for the player. So, to fix this, what's the issue here? What's the problem? I mean, going backwards, this stuff. So, let's see if I change this to 8, 7. Yeah, it doesn't update this part. It only updates to right here, and that may be because, I mean, this looks like more than 56 pixels. I don't think. Maybe that is the whole new wide area. So I haven't found it yet, but there's some routine that writes tells it what to write here, and I need to update that so it writes more. Even though going backwards, when you're normally playing this game, you don't really go backwards. This garbage collection stuff, I think probably. So I think there's like 8 sprites that are always up to 8 sprites on the screen at one time in use. And I think when a sprite is not being used, it gets sent there. So there's a couple ways that I can fix that. One is, like, these are parts of, let's see, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2, 3. There's 4 of these guillotines, and there's this one plant. So are there ever more than 3 of these Grim Reaper guys on screen at once? I doubt it. I think there's a maximum of 8 enemies. So let's see. This might be more than 8. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Yeah, that was more than 8. So I don't know. The birds might be. Maybe there's more than 8. Maybe I'm just making an assumption that's not correct. But yeah, as far as the background drawing stuff, as long as you don't go backwards, it seems pretty solid. There are a couple issues here and there. So this stuff I've done the least amount of work on. I've only done like maybe an hour of work on kind of determining what's going on with this background situation, like these values, walking right and left. So this is interesting. When you get to the boss, it pops in, but then it never pops out. So this works really nicely. Like I'm not gonna have to fix anything with the boss other than I guess making him pop in earlier, making him spawn earlier. But yeah, this is neat. It's widescreen. Let's see. I'll kill him and see what happens. So, see, here's a bunch of stuff about like walking right, walking left. So for example, BP OC40 walk right broke, you know. But I mean, this aside from this stuff here, this looks sweet. I guess this is just gonna end up being blank. Maybe I could try to fix that, but this whole world map seems like it works fine. So this, I don't know what exactly to do about this because I can't make the player spawn further out. Like I don't want to change the gameplay, and you can see here it's jacked up too. So I'm not exactly sure what to do. I might be able to tap into the exposition of this background scrolling layer and modify the initial exposition of that layer to be 56 pixels back. But that's minor stuff compared to like this pop in is really distracting and nasty. I don't like that. That's my first priority to pick. Fuck. So when we get to the red armor is a good place to show the sprite stuff that I'm working on because the red armor shoots a horizontal projectile. So it's not that projectile, but that may, and that's not going to be a good one to use because he disappeared. All right. Okay, so let's look at the notes. This destroys. Come on, shoot your. Okay. So he shot his projectile. It's this. And let's see on the next frame. After I hit F5, it's gonna disappear. Yeah. So that's DE0A. So now we're looking at not background stuff, but sprite stuff. So again, this is DE0A, sprite destroy. So move 0x8 hex 8 into this position. So A1 is changing. It's dynamic, and every sprite on the screen it iterates through them. And so 8A1 in this case, let's see, FF45 F2. This video might be really boring. I don't know. So let's see if. So I'm going to hit F11 to step, and this may turn to 8. Yeah, it did. So as soon as that's turned to 8, that means that within the next code that's happening, that sprite needs to be destroyed. So my objective is to find before this. So now it's too late. When this is happening, it's too late. We need to find in the logic where it's saying, okay, this sprite needs to be destroyed because it's hitting like I think the extra pixels are like around here. So it does go off screen according to the old 384 pixel boundary, but we want to change that comparison so that it goes off screen here and then destroys. That's going to look really sweet. And fixing that might be like 2 bytes in the ROM, which fixes it for the whole game. Like this might be checking barrier exposition stuff for like projectiles for the entire game. I mean, like if I change the fireball is a bad weapon for this because no, that's also bad. Let's see. Oop, I killed him. So my knife also disappears before the edge of the screen, which is what we don't want. So, but the knife is handled differently than these sprite objects as far as being destroyed, I think. But probably, I don't know. So anyway, let's. I did a bunch of work on this and then closed it and lost all my breakpoints and watchpoints. But this gets called from these two places, and it doesn't get called from DCFA. So if I fast forward, it'll never happen. But if I call DC1A, it will get called every frame, which is not what we want. I'm hitting F5 to advance. DCF, so we're going to disable that. So what we want is this is also every frame. So it's testing. So if you look at A1, it's going to iterate through all the different potential sprites. So if we counted how many there are here, is probably the maximum number of sprites that can be on the screen at once, maybe. And maybe those guillotines aren't counted here. That's because they don't move horizontally. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15. So it might be 15 total, and maybe the guillotines are in there. So what we need to do is find when he shoots the projectile, and then find which of these 15. And we don't want these guys. Oh, he shot it well. He was not. That's interesting. Come on, man. I mean, I have a save state where he shoots it horizontal. I'll just go to the save state. So in this instance, God, I had it written down somewhere. Let's see. PPEN 5. Okay, so FF. So this. Yeah, I think this is it. So, what is this going? Yeah, this is going down. So if I change this, it might work backwards. No, it didn't. But I think this is it. So, like for example, what's that breakpoint where it destroys it? It's breakpoint 2. Breakpoint. This will definitely show us which it is. So it's FF4372 is the base. This might be the armor. FF4372. Yeah, FBA is this barrier. FBA. So I'm gonna reload, break. So we're now at FAE. So I can do like watch point to write WP data greater than or equal to FB5. So now we'll get 2 iterations, so it's always going to stop there. So FF4372 is the base. So if I scroll up, it's all zeros. So there's like, this is like God, what is it called? Like a series of tables, data tables. I don't know. Like each one of these is like one of the sprites, and here's another one, and here's another one, and here's another one, so on and so forth. So, like maybe there's no here's all zeros. So I think they're separated by 80. So let's see. 43F2. Yeah. So they're separated by 80. So this is nothing. You could put whatever you wanted in here. Probably wouldn't affect the game. And then this is another one, but this is probably not in use. Because there's only one. There's only 2 sprites on the screen. This is probably not being used, so it's not updated. So let's try to figure out where the check is for this FBA. So we wrote FB7 at 4D5C. And so you can see my notes in here. Like I got pretty good progress going. Yeah, so we're gonna write the X position. I'm just updating my note. So the 0 offset of A1 is our sprite iteration value. Oh, God. So we're adding D0, adding a long word. So I think it added 3 pixels, like 7 to A is 3, but it adds it in a kind of a screwy way because it adds it in a long word. So if we go to FF4372, it adds like it's adding done byte 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 byte, and these don't get affected because it's always probably zeros, and this is probably also 0. So it's like they just do it in kind of a silly way. But we add it, and so I assume that right after you add it is when it's the check. So I always like to, when you RTS, you don't know where you're going to go. So we went to DD9E. And word of caution, RTS could go back to different places, but in this case, I don't know, maybe it doesn't. And then pre came back from RTS at 4060. So we just wrote these notes are, they start to come together and you really can understand what the program's doing. I never use this C code, or almost never. It's like, I don't find it useful. I know some people really rely on it, but very rarely. So now we're at DD9E. So there could be a ton of code between. Oh, and also, we're not even at the deletion yet. We're at FFB7. So now we're getting ready to delete. So the ideal way to do this is to do it the FB7 and then go through all of the code and see what works and what happens, and then do the same thing to FBA and then see what's different. And the difference will show you probably, what's happening. But that's like really time consuming. So I'm trying to shortcut it and see. So let's just start going through this. This is the work. This is what you have to do. So the 13 offset of our guy is, and this testing and byte test and stuff, I suck at it. Like, I'm not good at ROM hacking. I'm gonna look really silly when I'm trying to figure this stuff out during this video, but byte test, the 0th byte. So is it? So it's 2, and if we the 0th byte is 0. So it would only, this is only going to get flagged if it's 1 or 3 or 5 or 9. So right now, so we're on FBA. This is not 0, so we should not go to DDAE. See, I always get this. I still haven't learned this. So branch byte test the 0th byte of this, and it was not 0. So we branch if equal. If it's not 0, I don't get it. Anyway, and so another thing we can do is like look at updates on that. So that just got, oh, I know this DE38. This is like a deletion. This is erase, and so all this stuff is like overwriting all the values for that sprite iteration. So this is already too far. So I only care about a write that would happen earlier than this. That's not. Yeah. So this hasn't changed between FB7 and FBA, so that's not what we care about. fuck, I hit something. Call me by your name. Oh, that time we did. Yeah, okay, every time we skip over this. So this is not where we've only gone like this tiny little way. And immediate DF. So 8. So let's see what this guy's about. DF turns it into 01. So we're not ready to delete yet. So like I think this is a game state. This is see anything A5, probably anything A5 is like main relation. So nothing that we care about yet. We're going to 15BE8. Let's see if we've got any notes there. So we're going to a reading sprite function. Let's see if I'm so 15BFE. So we just jump down here. This is like an intro to this. So I think this might be it. I think this might be what we want. So let's try to go slowly. And just remember, we're in FB7, not FBA. So we're not going to be deleting anything in this instance. So we're moving the word, which is, and it's the 0 offset of this into D0. So that's exposition. So we're at FB7, or this thing's at FB7. So then, let's see, A5 minus, FF8 minus 7962. So see, everything is like interrelated. So that was 69E, which is this, which is the screen camera. So what we're doing, so this is the exposition of this, FB7, and we're going to subtract the camera scroll, which starts at 0 when the player starts in the stage, and then increments as we walk all this way. So this is the actual true exposition of this, which is 400. So probably it's 399 minus 384. When it gets to like 16 pixels greater than the right edge, it destroys it. Because right now, if we weren't in widescreen, like that would already be off the visible area. So that makes sense. So 18F. So I'm trying to think. I want to make this like right now, make it go further and not get destroyed. Even though we're at FB7, so it's not going to destroy anyway. But let's see, what's it? This part gets confusing with these. This plus symbol, it increments the address, but I forget or I don't fully understand whether it does it before you access the address or after. So let's see, we can figure this out. 15C22 is A4. So we're going to add the word to D0. Let's see how much this gets up increased by 18F. So it added what was in here and then increased A4 by 2. So we added 10 to the true screen position 415. And then we compare against we compare it against this. So 19F against 1A0. Let's see, what's 1A0? 416. Okay. So maybe it deletes it when it gets 32 pixels greater than the edge. 32 plus 384 is 416. in hex is 1A0. So if we wanted to do 496 plus 32, that would be 528, 210. So instead of 1A0, this is ROM, not RAM. So MAME's not going to let me change this. So if I go into a hex editor and change 1A0 to 210, it very well may let this continue when we are at FBA. I'm just curious if there's a way that I can do this in RAM. But I think 15 CO8, the visit 32 picks off screen, and then it does this other SLS is like let's see what it does to D1 FF, and then it does other stuff like I'm not sure off the top of my head what the fourth offset of that guy is. This is like another position. So now we're doing 7958 A5 f at 8000 minus 7958 is that. So what the hell is that? So it's 100 in hex is 256. That might be Y position. That might be Y position. This. What was this? FF06. This might be. This might be Y. Let's see if I jump. If this updates. Oops. But it might be like the camera. Let's see if I change my elevation. Why is this? Fuck off. Doesn't seem like it's. This is not changing at all. But you know, one of these somewhere is probably. This could be the toggle for whether I'm jumping, or it could be. No, it could be absolutely nothing. I think this. Where was it? I think this is Arthur's like current elevation, maybe. Yeah, it is. I don't know why it's continuously changing though. Maybe it's not. Oh, maybe it's not. This is like an exposition or camera or something. Oh, this is some background layer stuff, so that's useful. I can come back to this, and I'm glad I got it on the video. So this is like maybe, you know, the scrolling of the background. Oh, see, breakpoint 3. So it killed an enemy, and it despawned their sprite. DE0A is sprite destroy. So it's not just when it goes off the screen, but also when Arthur kills them. So does he always have this cape when he's in his underwear? I don't remember that. This is so. Just so everybody knows, this is Daimaka Imura resale version, which came out in like 1991 or something. Which, as far as I understand, is like the ultimate version. So there's version differences in all of them. The USA version is the easiest. This one came out the latest, so apparently this is like the ultimate version. I read on the Arcade Projects forum, so I'm going with this for the hack, even though I think it'll probably be the same code amongst all of them. And so I think I said it in the beginning, but I might try to do like a whole series of videos, because once I get, you know, one of these under my belt, changing, I was real curious to see how this boss works, if he disappears at all. Because I haven't gotten this far yet in my testing. I could do a whole. Oh, he does go off screen, disappear. That sucks. I mean, it doesn't matter. Um, oh, that's interesting. This fire doesn't update. I could do a whole series of CPS 1 and CPS 2 hacks for relevant games that have scrolling. So obviously games like Varth I would not do because that's horizontal scrolling. That's a vertically oriented game. Doesn't make sense. Um, oh, this is ugly over here. Maybe I could fix that. Yeah, and there's nothing over here. It's all black. Maybe I could hack it so there would be data there. Just make it more elegante. And I think CPS. So I made a list of games for CPS 1 and CPS 2 that I could do. Just trying to organize my thoughts in order of so platformers and beat 'em ups I think would be the primary target because fighting games like I could do it. So I'll show you my CPS. Oh. Here's that build that I did. So we can check out. So you can see. You can't see my cursor, I don't think, but it says video 496 towards the bottom. I might have to. Oops. No, that's not what I wanted to do. So fighting games, like people didn't really like Third Strike widescreen, so I'm not going to do more fighting games. But you know, this is Alpha 2 widescreen, but it gets messed up when you go to the sides. You know, so I would have to do a lot of fixing to get it to actually work. And also, you can see the UI. Oh, my mouse is hidden. The UI at the top, I think maybe is not centered. Maybe it is. Oh, it gets messed up. But I mean, kick or kick. Oh, my buttons are not set. You know, that's neat. Let's see. Another stage real quick. Really, buttons are not set at all. See, there's like pop in, there's messed up stuff. So, you know, I would have to fix everything. And I don't think people really want widescreen versions of these fighting games, so why should I bother, you know? Like Ghouls and Ghosts, like I said, oh, this is cool. It's totally working fine on the left side. Ghouls and Ghosts is a game that I enjoy playing, so, you know, I'm going to have fun in a widescreen version of it. Let's see. Yeah, totally messed up on the left. I shouldn't have picked Zangief for this. I don't know why it feels so slow. Maybe it's a dip switch setting. Let's see another stage. Yeah, see, this is all messed up. What the fuck's up with this speed? Oh, that's why. Let's see now. Yeah, now it's correct. So, stages would need to be fixed. The exposition boundaries of players would probably need to be fixed. I mean, I guess I could just leave it like this, but then the corner is like not the corner, you know? I mean, that's not hard to fix. That's not hard to change. Let's see the other side. What do I need? All three punches? Boing. So, let's see, like, Panicki's, there's no point in doing this. And, you know, I would not, I like this game, I'm not going to do widescreen. Cheeky Boys. This would be a good one, I guess. So this game came out as Mega Twins in the US or world, and there's a difference I read on arcade projects. Wow, that's really a bad noise. Kill me. Okay. Hold on a second. So in this version, this video is getting really long probably. You can jump up by higher by holding up and jump, or lower by not. Subtle, but in Mega Twins, they took that out, which is crazy. So in this game, you can only do the highest jump. Doesn't matter what you push. So anyway, Magic Sword would be a cool one. Let's see how this looks in. So it's got some messed up stuff over here. Oh, is that did my shot go to the other side? No, it was one of these guys. But this is worse than Ghouls. So this needs this has messed up stuff when it updates on the right hand side partially. Nasty. And of course the sprites are doing the same thing. But this would be cool. So let's look at that list. Cadillacs and Dino. Oh, let's see a beat 'em up. So this is messed up with the background. Pop in. But I think for this, I don't know how the background stuff is. I might only need to fix. See, that guy is halfway. Let's see what happens when I go inside in this room. The fuck. So this looks good. I don't know. I guess it's a little messed up on the right, but people love this game. So I want to make hacks that people actually play, not hacks that people ignore. So the background updating stuff looks mostly good. This statue might be kind of, yeah, it's a sprite. Magic Sword, Warriors of Fate. So Nemo is dog shit. Willow might be okay. These games would be cool in widescreen. Three Wonders would be cool, except Don't Push doesn't get benefit. Oops. No. See, there's no, no point in widescreen for this, right? These hoary shmups are okay. I think these old Street Fighter games, no. Saturday Night, nobody cares about. I'm not doing hacks for games people aren't going to play. Forgotten Worlds uses a spinner. Vampire, let's see how Vampire Savior looks. Vampire Savior. So this is mostly correct, mostly good. I could maybe do something to fix all that stuff. That looks good. No issues there. Let's see when we get to the edges. That's not bad. Like you maybe saw in Ghouls when I was changing the exposition of the background layer, I might be able to move stuff around. I don't know. See, there's pop in there. I can fix it. I already fixed in pop in stuff like that in Third Strike wide. I know how to do that. It's not simple, but this looks pretty good, all things considered. You could probably play it like this, right? People don't care. That's why I'm focusing on non-fighting games. This is good. Yeah, Progreer could be cool. I like the library for the hacks more for the CPS one, but they're both kind of together. So anyway, let me close that. So I didn't fix that stuff. It's this 10AH 15C24. Let me see if I can change it now. You know, the thing is, where is it? What's this? 15C24. So this is what I wanted to change from 1A0 to 210. But this ROM is interlaced. I can't do this on this video. I mean, I guess I could show people if they care how to de-interlace. But like if you look at you know, the ROM is broken up into several sections. So you change, like this is the dump of the all together, like all four pieces are in one. You know, that's what I put into ghidra, but to then get it back into a playable state, you have to re-interlace it back into 4 files. So I can't change this during this video. But God, I wonder if I can just do it with fucking no, don't lock me up. What is that? Okay, FBA. Let's try this and then we'll end the video fiddling with this stuff. Breakpoint 15 BFE. So I think it's not yet ready to be destroyed. And it's like guys, 8 offset. This gets turned to 8 when it's ready to be destroyed, I'm pretty sure. So it's not ready to be destroyed yet. So it's still like valid. So exposition FBA in Z0, sub the camera amount 192. That's 192 hex, which is 402. And then we're going to add this shit that's at A4, which is 10, because we're adding a word. God. 192 plus 10. 1A2. 418. So 1A2 is greater than 1A0. So we're comparing against 15C24. So to let this continue, what we could do is change this to not 1A0, D0 equals 100, and then let's see if sometimes it doesn't keep. So now the comparison, we're not going to set these flags, I don't think, unless I did it too late. Maybe I should have changed it earlier, but I think maybe I will try that again. FBA, go to 6. So we want the let's just change the exposition of this. But you know, if I change the exposition of this guy, then he's going to warp backwards. So this is not really, it's not really what we want. 4372. So I'm going to change that to 0, and then let's see, does he not get, yeah, see, then he warps back. But that's not what we want. What we want is it to go further. So it's all in this area. Oh, we're not even FBA now. I guess I could just manually move it. And now it's going to put oh, this is a different sprite. 43. This is plus 80. FF4 F2 minus 80 is, so that's the next one iterated. Oh, he's shooting one. So this is the position of, this is the X position of this. So now we're in the weeds. Oops. 4384. Okay, so we just got destroyed. So this is getting destroyed here. But we can. Oh, you know what? My watch point didn't work because that other sprite had a different index number here. Okay, FBA. I don't know. Is it going to be possible for me to make this thing go further while we're doing this video? Add 10. Okay, maybe if I said D0 equals 100. Now it still destroyed it. Huh. I don't know. But you based on, if you watch this video, then you, let's see what other, see, these things are the same. This is some bugginess here because I was fiddling with RAM, so I think things are all screwed up. Let's see, what's this one? That's stupid to make a save state right there. Oh, I was messing with the time before I had the cheats. And then work RAM no good. So anyway, I'm gonna leave the video there. I think this was a good showcase of ROM hacking and my intentions with this project and the progress I've made thus far, and I hope this was interesting and informative, and please be on the lookout. I've got a Patreon. I think I have one subscriber that pays $1 a month. It would be cool, you know, it's not about the money, but it would be cool if people really like these hacks. Subscribe to the Patreon for $5 or $10 a month and tell me what hack you want, and I'll do what you want. You know, I want to make hacks that people enjoy, that people play. You know, like I did, let's see. Okay, I did KOF98 ratio, and nobody's played it since October, and that there were only a couple people playing it. You know, these people are cool. They played it for 36 minutes. It must have been pretty fun to them, but like, you know, I could spend a couple weeks of like, you know, hard work doing this. Nobody plays it. Like, that sucks. So you can see here's the time's locked, because if you go to time 0 and it forces selection, that's no good. So you can see the cost and the total points they have left. So I love watching these replays. So let's see, MVC2 ratio. So people are playing this a little bit, but you know, you got to look at the duration. Like if they play it for 3 or 4 minutes, maybe it didn't work right for them. Like, not that my mod didn't work, but they had like these people played it for 3.5 hours. Who knows if they were actually playing, or maybe they just left it going. Most of these are for like 10 minutes, because I think, you know, these ratio mods are really niche. Let's see, third strike widescreen. I mean, it's getting some play. Here's an hour, 45 minutes. Are these good players? I don't know, because ranked is not enabled for this. You know, 40 minutes, but like, whenever I see Brazil playing the U.S. or like really far away, like Mexico and Canada, I guess that's not necessarily far. Maybe it's like Pacific Ocean, Mexico and Vancouver. You know, Spain and Argentina. I think this is Argentina. Yeah, this is gonna suck. I mean, roll back. Let's see if we can see these people playing. Mag drop through TE. Let's see this one. People are playing, it's a little bit, but look how long they played for. This is like almost 40. This hack is like the definitive version of this game, because it unlocks characters. But look at all these 2 minutes, 2 minutes. Oh, but it's a first to 2, so maybe that's valid. But this has ranked enabled. Let's see. Let's see if these players are any good at all. I don't see any parrying. Not very exciting so far. But anyway, you know, I spent all the time doing third strike widescreen and nobody's playing it. So that's why I'm just going to focus on, you know, I love playing Ghouls and Ghosts. So I'm going to make a hack for a game that I actually like to play, right? Let's see. Can I full? No, I can't. It doesn't let me full screen. You know, this is like, oh, my cheat's still on? Oh. This is going to be really fun to play once it's finished for me, because this is a game that I like to play and I'm good at, and you know, this is a sick game. This is like an amazing classic game, but I'm you know, and I could even expand this out beyond just these CPS 1, CPS 2, CPS 3 games. I could do like any horizontally oriented game. I could do Irem, you know, Irem in the Hunt. That's a really interesting game because it's kind of like a hori shmup platformer hybrid in that you control the camera completely. I mean, obviously there's like time pressure because it's an arcade game, but oh, I thought it was dead there. We'll take a look at In the Hunt real quick. I would love to do, you know, a I mean, Neo Geo. I don't know what. I know there's platformers, but they all look kind of shitty to me. I'm not a huge Neo Geo person myself. Let's see. I know there's like Pulsar. There's a couple of hori shmups. Oh, that was it. Is it In the Hunt? Hunt in the. This is not going to be widescreen though. This is just the default stretched. By the way, I want to say to end this video, I fucking love stretched for games, for horizontal games like Super Nintendo games. I don't understand people that hate stretched. Like, this is stretched. I think this looks great. Why would I want to play it with like that? Why? I don't understand. Why is this better for me personally? So anyway, In the Hunt is interesting because it's a hori shmup basically, right? Because it doesn't have platforming, but I completely control the camera. I could just, I mean, there's a timer in the bottom middle, but I can just sit here. It's great. It's so funny to me. And then that go symbol, which is like from belt scroller, you know. This is, I guess this is technically a belt. Oh my god, he's gonna run into me. That's cheap. But you know, I can just sit here forever. But you know, this game, I mean, I guess the numbers look stretched. I don't know. Oh, Metal Slug could be a good target, but you know, those Metal Slug games have so much slowdown. I mean, I don't think these widescreen hacks are necessarily going to make games have slowdown. But oh, another thing, the reason why I'm doing the Daimakai Mura resale version is because it runs at 12 megahertz, whereas all the other versions of Ghouls and Ghosts run at 10 megahertz. So, you know, having 20% faster clock speed, who knows if that'll matter or help, but obviously that should be the definitive version with regards to slowdown. I mean, I can't really remember. It's not like Super Ghouls and Ghosts, which is all slowdown. But I'm really curious what happens if fuck off. Fast forwarding to try to get the timer to 0. See? Oh. I probably need a cheat. I mean, I could survive, but I'm fast forwarding. Oh fuck, I let go of the button. Okay, I'm gonna, you can't hold down the button, so I just have to keep tapping it while holding down fast forward. I just want to know what's gonna happen. I'm curious. 42, 40. This is a neat game, right? Okay, we're almost there. And this will be the end of the video. It just said time over, but it didn't kill me. Maybe it took away a life? So am I going to be able to go... I have one life, at least one, in the bottom left. Let's see what happens. Doobie-doobie-doo. Oh boy, here we go. Yeah, I guess my sub blew up, but it was fast forwarding, so I'm gonna have game over now. But, I mean, this game would be sick in widescreen, right? I might have to adjust it, like, so that the screen is centered to the left, because I don't want to have just black space to the behind this. Okay. It just killed me. Alright, well, thanks for watching, and that is the end of this video.